matter what. Got money on my mind, I can't never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody has whoa.
Hi, this is Sean Goodsell with The Mental Edge. Welcome to another edition of Mental Edge Live, where I'm breaking down the various skills associated with mental toughness so you can be your best when it counts the most. Tonight what I want to do is I want to highlight our 5 Performance Keys CD. It's a CD that you can either download on your computer and have it there, or we have a hard copy that we can mail to you. At any rate, it highlights five of the most significant keys to performance from a mental perspective so that you can be your best when it counts the most. Now I want to highlight and give a brief description of all 5 of them tonight so that you can begin to work on these things, because all 5 of them are significant as you seek to be the best that you can be, especially in the moments that you compete. The first one is the ability to be in control. And certainly there are a number of different things as an athlete we try to control. We try to control, first and foremost, the outcome. But in many sports, the outcome is something that is the byproduct of a process. And for many of us, it includes a lot of ups and downs. And those athletes that are mentally tough are the ones that are able to control their perspective. They're able to make sure that when things happen that were unexpected, or things happen that may have been negative to the outcome that we seek, that we're able to shape and control our perspective so that we are able to create a perspective that allows us to stay in a positive frame and a positive emotional state so that we can hang in there and stay engaged throughout the course of the rest of the competition. The second key component is the ability to focus. And it's the ability to identify a singular point of focus, one that is associated with the outcome that we seek, and it's one that we're dedicated to, we're committed to, we're sold out to, and we are able to sustain our mental energy on that particular point of focus so that over the course of a competitive event we can keep our mind disciplined around the things that are most associated with the results we're looking for. The third one that we're talking about here is the ability to manage and stay in control of expectations. Now, expectations are basically our predictions. There are predictions about how we think we're going to perform. And for some of us, our predictions are way too high. We think so highly of ourselves, or we think so little of our opponent that our expectations become unrealistic. And in creating predictions about our performance that are unrealistic, what we really do is we set ourselves up for emotional explosions throughout the course of the event. If something goes, the way we thought, then we're real high, and if something doesn't go the way we thought, then we're real low. And the more unrealistic our expectations, the more we are unable to maintain a real calm, poised focus on the event that we're competing in. So we look at our ability to control our perspective. We look at our ability to create a point of focus that's tied to the results that we seek. We talk about being able to create realistic expectations. The fourth one is the ability to dig in and commit ourselves and engage in the competitive event so that we don't protect ourselves from disappointment. Many athletes just live with a constant state of fear, a fear of failure, a fear of disappointing their coaches, a fear of losing, time on the competitive field. And what I want you to do is I want you to take your disappointment and learn from it. Take your disappointment and allow yourself to get better. If you don't engage yourself in what you're doing, you can't get better. If you don't reach beyond your current, competency level, you can't get better. If you don't totally and wholeheartedly commit yourself to the event that you're in, it's virtually impossible to realize and capitalize on your potential. Then the last one is your ability to, create and cultivate confidence. Confidence is one of the most sought after traits and sought after skills and mindsets of an athlete, and yet so many people misunderstand what confidence is about. Confidence is about two things. Number one, it's about your work ethic. It's about your ability to sacrifice, discipline, and put yourself wholeheartedly into the learning of a particular, aspect of sports. It's about your ability to immerse yourself in something you care deeply about and to work diligently at it day after day after day. And when you do that, you develop a credible claim to confidence. So the first thing it boils down to is your work ethic. The second thing it boils down to is competition. For an athlete to build and cultivate a deep sense of confidence, they need to consistently test their skills in the competitive arena. If you are an athlete that's simply practicing outside of the arena of competition, and you're not putting your skills to the test on a regular basis, if you're not going up against some of the best that you should be competing against on a regular basis, there is no way that you're going to build that deep, abiding confidence, because your skills are never tested, your work ethic might not be where it needs to be, and so you're really hoping that somehow this deep sense of confidence gets bestowed upon you, but it really never comes because you've never really earned it. You've never really cultivated it, and you've never really grown it. So when it comes to the 5 things that are required to be your best when it counts the most, one of them is the ability to stay in control of your perspective. Make sure that your perspective is constantly and consistently refined based on the needs of your sport. The second one is the ability to train your mind to stay focused, stay committed to the kinds of actions that lead to results, where you eliminate unnecessary distractions and you train yourself on a day in and day out basis to focus your mind on highly productive actions. The third one has to do with being able to create and stay committed to and ground yourself in realistic expectations, so that when the fickleness of your sport happens, you are grounded because you are consistent in your expectations, where you know that sometimes things are going to go well, sometimes things aren't going to go well, and you're able to embrace those and accept those as part of the competitive situation. Then you need to be able to lean into and almost appreciate disappointment, where you understand that disappointment is part of the refining process. It's part of what is required for an athlete to be tested so that they can be their best, when it counts the most. And then the last one is confidence, where your work ethic, your consistent engagement, your consistent energy, your consistent immersion in the types of training that is required for you to grow and refine your skills, on top of putting them to the test on a regular basis, making sure that you're competing constantly and you are every day, if you can, reaching to the highest level of your competency level, even almost to the point of failing, so that you can grow and cultivate that deep abiding confidence that every athlete needs if they want to be the best when it counts the most. So I want to encourage you to go to Mental Edge Facebook page and like us. Or I want to encourage you to go to our website, mentaledgenow.com, and check us out and see how we might be able to help you in the coming days and the coming months be your best when it counts the most. Until next time.
Win, no matter what. Got plenty